I want to talk about when depression becomes your reality and even your identity. You know, I think complacency runs the gamut. We get complacent in our life with different things. I believe it's human nature to become comfortable. That's why they call it a comfort zone. Complacency with depression is real. People get complacent when they don't believe there's a way out. Wouldn't you agree with that? When you don't believe that there's something better for your life, then you settle for what you have. That holds true for depression. That scared the hell out of me. It really did. I'm not going to lie. When I was going through those dark years of depression, and I thought to myself, am I going to be this fucked up forever? Am I going to feel this bad for the rest of my fucking life? And when that was a possibility, when I couldn't shake it, when I couldn't shake the feeling of depression, I'm not just talking emotional. There was physical pain. There was mental anguish. It was the worst feeling I've ever experienced in my entire lifetime. That's why when I tell you I wanted to end, I did. I wanted to end that second. I wanted to be free of the pain, free of all of it. So when I thought about if this is going to take me out, I'd rather go out than feel like this. So sitting on the other side of this thing, depression free, is a feeling I've never experienced in my entire life as well. So when I used to hear people tell me they wouldn't trade the depression for anything, they wouldn't wish it upon anybody, but they wouldn't trade it for anything. I've heard a couple people tell me that when I was going through my period of darkness, the years of mental anguish, and that, believe it or not, something in those words gave me hope, gave me inspiration to feel like, okay, why did I feel inspiration? Because I knew for somebody to say that they wouldn't wish it upon anybody, that statement in itself means it was pretty bad. But then for them to say they wouldn't trade it for the world, they wouldn't trade it in for anything, to me, that hit my brain as they got through it and now they're on the other side of it and they're feeling better because of it. And that was inspiration and that gave me hope. If I can share that with you here on these videos, then every minute, every second that I suffered will have meaning. Because if there's some things that I'm sharing with you that can help you get through your pain, your anguish, your depression, your anxiety, your struggles, your challenges, then isn't that what the world is really about? I mean, what's more gratifying and rewarding than helping somebody through their struggles and their challenges, especially when it comes to mental health? Because mental health can affect so many different areas of your life, as it did mine. And I'm speaking from personal experience. Again, I had to literally give up a 6-figure income. I couldn't work. I was debilitated. It wreaked havoc on my marriage. My son, who's now 10, was my biggest why, my biggest reason that I didn't take myself out. And I shared this in one of the previous videos. I would drop him off at school in the morning. I had to put on the smile, although I was torn up inside. I was hurting inside. I put the smile on, so I didn't want him to see any of it. When I dropped him off, I wasn't sure if I was going to be alive at the end of the day to pick him up. Every day. That went on continuously for 5 years. So being complacent with depression was not an option for me. As a matter of fact, it was a motivator. I couldn't see myself in that situation the rest of my life. I had two choices. Kill myself with the gun or the pills or the knife, or hang on to that small ounce, that small mustard seed of faith and hope that was inside of me. The idea of getting through it when all else was gone, all else was lost. I had this much left in me. And what I did with that, and I share this with you in another video, is that when I got to the point where I found a form of meditation that helped me feel how I would feel if I wasn't depressed, I became my future self in that moment. The meditation format, the meditation style I use by Joe Dispenza literally saved my life. Become your future self now. You sit in that moment, in that meditation, and you imagine yourself without the depression. Who are you without the depression? How would you feel if you weren't depressed? That was amazing. That was what set me on my path of progression. And to this day, I still choose, it's a choice, I still choose not to leave the house without meditating. Meditation replaced my medication. And I really believe if you truly want to beat this thing and get on the other side of it, I 100% know that you can. How do I know? How can I say that with such conviction? Because I know how fucked up I was. And let that give you inspiration and hope. Because when I would hear somebody tell me that, when I was in my period of depression and somebody told me they had to, even though I knew that they still were able to hold a job and they still were able to, function, like my brain, people say they have brain fog. My brain fog was I had a hard time spelling my last name. I had a hard time. I would test myself because I felt so fried and fucked that I would literally test myself with multiplication and addition problems to see how bad I was. It was scary. I'm not going to lie. Sitting on the other side of it, you're looking at somebody who got through it. So I know you can. The question becomes, do you want to? Are you going to fall into the category of complacency? Or are you willing to be committed and have conviction to get through it? And that's why I'm making these videos. When you give the thumbs up, the likes, it supports the channel, obviously. And it gives me encouragement that, yes, what I'm saying is making a difference somewhere. But what makes the most difference is the interaction. When people reach out with their specific situations, with specific questions, and I can share personal experience directly to those questions. And hopefully in those answers, there's enlightenment and hope. So I want you guys to stay bold, stay positive, stay open-minded, and stay hopeful, because I know you can get through this. I will see you in the next video.